Hello, everybody. So we're on to another Zoom today. And yeah. So welcome. My name is NITYA Martino. Hi. I'm an artist and a yoga therapist. And I'm offering these classes so people can get a better sense of who they are and what they feel in their bodies. My main goal, if comfortable, is awareness and people finding awareness as they practice. So I'd like to just offer this free flow class today. And when I teach to my students, when we're in classes, I use a very slow, therapeutic type of awareness for people, because I really would like people to know what they feel instead of moving from one asana to the next and not having enough time to experience the first asana. I see that a lot. I feel that we should be able to control our movements, our muscles, and if we're not able to learn how to do that. So that's the place I teach from. I do that because I've had 5 abdominal surgeries, and they're what keeps yoga's what keeps me healthy, and I feel awesome, and I'd like to share that with people. So that's why I teach. That's why I'm a yoga therapist, and that's why I'm here today. So my company is Art and Soul 108. All the information is below in the description. And I also do private Zooms with people. And when we're able to, I go to people's homes in person. So I'm really grateful you're all here, and I'm going to get started. So make sure you have a blanket, your mat, maybe pillow to sit on if you don't have a blanket, some some blocks, and that's it. So welcome. Please only do what's comfortable. Do only what feels safe for you, and listen to your body. If I'm asking you to do something your body does not feel comfortable doing, don't do it. That's what my great teachers have always taught me. Listen to your body. And as I stated earlier, that's what I'm here to teach you, how to feel what you're feeling in your body, to discern whether it's pain or it's a stretch. Okay, so welcome to my new Zoom experiences. Okay. So come on to a comfortable and seated position. And we're going to have our eyes closed and the awareness within. Fix this. And just watch your breath. Breathing into the abdomen, rib cage, upper chest. And exhaling, upper chest, rib cage, abdomen contract, tuck the navel center towards the spine. So Dirga Swasam is the 3-part yogic breath. It's like filling a glass of water from the bottom to the top and emptying it from the top down. So if this is not comfortable for you, if you're new to yoga, or if you're new to breathing practices, conscious breathing, I invite you just to feel that your abdomen is expanding on an inhalation and contracting on an exhalation. So breathing fully and deeply, allowing the abdomen to soften and relax on the inhale, allowing your pelvic floor to relax on the inhalation. And at the end of your exhalations, just gently lift the pelvic floor, tone the lower belly back. Breathing abdomen, rib cage, upper chest. And exhaling, upper chest, rib cage, abdomen contract, tuck the navel center towards the spine. So breathing fully and deeply. Feel your jaw start to soften. Your spine elongate. And now you can add a count to your breath, counting on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4 as you inhale, and the same as you exhale. So even breath, even inhalation, even exhalation. At the end of your next full exhalation, you're going to double your exhale. So creating a longer exhale brings relaxation to the body, mind, and spirit. So if you inhale to a count of 5, see if you can exhale to a count of 10, elongating the breath. And at the end of the next full exhalation, take your time. You're going to stay very connected to your breath, as we always do in yoga practices. And we're going to circle the hips. Nice full deep breaths. And slowly circle the opposite. And come on to center. Circle your shoulders up as you inhale. Exhale back and down. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. Nice full deep breaths. Feel the stretch through the pectoral muscles. Feel the strain through the muscles in the upper back. And up, forward and down. Nice full deep breaths. And come on to center. So we're going to gently take some turns. If you were sitting up on something for breathing, which I always advise, you can come off of it now. Going to take a big turn to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Nice deep breaths. And come on through center. Take it to the other side. And come on through center. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up. Inhale. Exhale, hinge to your left. Inhale through center. Exhale, hinging to the right. Nice full deep breaths. Breathing fully and deeply. So start the movement when you start the breath. Finish the movement when you finish the breath. Breathing. Keep pressing the knees down, pressing the sit bones down. As you hinge side to side, we're laterally stretching the spine. So you're strengthening through the obliques. Nice deep breaths. And come on to center. As you slowly release the arms, turn to your left, take your right hand to your left knee. Nice deep breaths. Open the heart. And we're going to reach the left hand around. See if we can grab onto the right thigh. Breathe fully and deeply. And come on through center. Just sweep both arms out and up. And turn to your right. Take the left hand to the right leg. Take the right arm behind you. Nice deep breaths. Nice twist. And now see if you can reach that right arm around for your left thigh. If you can't, just keep it on by the waist. Breathe. And come on through center, stretch both arms up, interlace your fingers, press them up and reach them back. Draw the arms behind your ears. Try not to overarch your back, press the knees down as you do this. Breathe. Back so you can see a little better. Breathe. Keep reaching the arms back. And then we're going to exhale, round forward, nice deep breaths. Inhale up. So we're rocking back and forth on the sit bones. We're going to exhale round and inhale. Come on up. Continue at your own pace. Nice deep breaths. Breathing fully and deeply. And inhale. Come on through center. Release your arms. Come on to all fours. And you're going to press the palms and cat and cow. So you're going to exhale, round the spine. Inhale, gaze up, shoulders back. Continue at your own pace. Breathing fully and deeply. Dropping abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, gaze up, shoulders back. Breathing fully. Good, and come on to center. So from here, we're going to extend our right leg back and our left arm forward. Nice deep breaths. I'm going to move to the mat back here so you can see better. Right leg back, left arm forward. This way, breathing. Nice deep breaths. See if you can bend the right knee and take hold of the right foot with the left hand and breathe. And extend both arm and leg out and release. Good. I'm going to turn this way. See how this works. And we're going to take the left leg back. Reach the right arm forward. Getting the door. Breathing, nice full deep breaths. Push through the heel or point the toes. If I point the toes, I push my door closed. Breathe and release. So from here, stretch the arms out. Take a nice wide child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Arms wider than the shoulders. And walk your hands back and come on up. Have a comfortable seat. So we came into child's pose, we came back to seated. And we're going to reach all the way over to the left now. Nice deep breaths. And come on up, drop the right hand, reach all the way over to the right. Nice deep breaths. Opening the heart, come on up. Now we're going to flow with the breath, inhaling up, exhaling, reaching. Get some nice stretches. Stay fluid with the breath and the movement. Keep pressing your knees down, press your sit bones down. Good, and come on through center. And now this is work for the core. We're going to come back onto all fours. So keep the legs crossed behind you, and we're going to rock back onto our seat, and then rock to all fours. Crisscross the opposite way, rock back. So this is good work for the core. So going back and forth, crossing the legs, or you can cross them here if you want. So this helps to strengthen the core. Being able to hop up. Good. And come on back to seated. Now let's come back onto all fours. And we are going to take our right knee in front of our left. So we're going to cross the thighs. And we're going to make the feet wide. And we're going to stay on our hands, you know, for support. And we're going to push the sit bones back. Try to keep the knees pressing and the hips square. Keep the knees pressing down. You should feel a nice stretch through your left hip. Breathe. Keep the legs wider, press back. We keep pressing the knees down. Squeeze your inner thighs. Come on up. And you're going to take the right leg, take it back to neutral. And take the left leg in front of the right. Make the legs wide. Press the hips back. Now I'm getting a nice stretch through my right sit bone. Breathing. Nice deep breaths. And push back a little more. Press the knees down. And come on back up. Take the left leg from in front of the right. And press back into child's pose. So stretching those hips out a little bit. And slowly come on up. So have a seat. We're going to work on the hips a little bit more. So just give me 1 minute. So yeah, we're going to do some more work for the hips. So one thing I love to do for the hips is rock the baby. So I'm going to stretch out my right leg, and I'm going to put my left foot in my right hand and my knee in my left hand, and I'm just going to rock. Now, the foot on the floor is flexed firmly, and when it's on the mat, it stays really stable. So nice full deep breaths. Good. Now, if you want a bigger stretch and you're able, I put the foot into my elbow, my left foot into my right elbow, and then I just sit up tall. I get a nice stretch through the sit bones. Breathing fully and deeply, and I'm going to stay here and breathe. So as I said earlier, you know, you want to be in a comfortable position. You don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, this is so painful. I used to see people like just making faces in class instead of breathing. So I just want to feel a safe, comfortable stretch. That's when you're doing the true yoga, right? And I'm also engaging my left hip flexor. Breathe. And I'm going to place the foot on the thigh, and I'm gentle forward bend. So nice full deep breaths. And inhale, come on up. So we're going to do another additional movement in this pose. This is Ardha Padmasana. It's half lotus pose. Padma is lotus. So I'm going to take my right hand to my left knee, and I'm going to take the left hand behind and turn. So here I'm getting a nice little stretch through my outer left hip, and come on through center. And I'll take my left leg out. So seeing if you can move the leg without grabbing it is always a good idea, because then you know you have full access to the muscles that are controlling flexion and rotation, which is what the left hip just did. It flexes, we're seated, so it's flexed, and then it rotates out to the side, okay? So we're going to do the same with the right leg. So I'm going to take the right foot in my left hand and we're going to rock side to side. So I'm flexing this left foot, kind of slides on the floor, but on a mat, it stays more stable. Good, and then I take the foot into the elbow and the knee into the elbow. And I just kind of rock side to side. And again, it's a comfortable stretch. I feel the stretch through my sit bones, breathing fully and deeply. Nice full deep breath, sitting up tall. And just hug it in a little. The more I bring the foot up, the deeper the stretch. So please be mindful of your knees. Again, do only what's safe and comfortable. And release. And I'll rest the foot on the thigh. And I'm going to take a turn to the right. Nice deep breaths. Foot is flexed, protects my knee. And I want to press that right knee down a little. Good, and come on to center. And then if you're up for it, you can take the left foot and we can do a full lotus pose. So once we're in full lotus, my intention today was to do a little bit more core. And I'm finding a free flow through these practices. I just did a class where we worked on balance. So balance is good for everything. So this class is about a free flow. So we're going to press through the palms. The feet are in full lotus. And I have 2 blocks. And I'm going to press through the blocks and lift. Whoops. So see if you can press through the blocks and lift. And come on down. Now, if you don't have blocks, see if you can press into the floor and lift. Okay? And release. So being able to lift your own body weight as we gracefully age, you know, we want to be able to have the strength. So I had to use my arm strength, my core strength. And if you can't do full lotus, we're going to have the feet uncrossed. We're going to go at a slower pace. We're going to use blocks. Now the blocks are next to my hips. They're not in front of me and they're not behind me. So the blocks are going to make it easier. So I'm going to make them higher. For those of you who might need a little more lift, higher is better. And the feet on the floor is great. So press into the blocks, come on up. So you can practice this, right? See if you can lift one leg and the other, right? And then see if you can switch them around and lower down. So that's going to give you a good work on your core. You can lower the blocks. And if you can't lift your legs, that's fine. Just press through the block, shoulders are back. And I'm going to put the weight in my feet and I'm going to come on up. And I'm going to hang out and talk to you. Maybe lift one leg, maybe the other. And feel this working on my core. Lift my core up instead of rounding. Shoulders back. And come on down. Good. So do whichever version of that you're comfortable with. And now we're going to stretch our legs out. And we're going to bend the right knee. And we're going to work a little twist in between. Take the right foot over the left. And press into your sit bones. Press into the right foot, hug the knee, and take a nice turn to open the heart. So we just work the shoulders back. We're going to still keep working them back in this pose. Twists are very, very good for balancing the body, for aiding in digestion. And come on through center. And take the left leg, take the left foot over the right. You're going to hug the knee in. See, I'm just using my energy of my muscles, not pulling the knee in out of alignment. I want to see how strong my inner thigh muscles are. So when the adductor muscles help the knee come in, you can find your strength. And then we're going to hug the knee, turn to the left, flexing the right foot. Nice deep breaths. And inhale, come on through center. Good. So take the soles of the feet together, sit up tall. And forward hinge. So that's going to feel really good through the hips right now. Nice full deep breaths. And inhale, come on up. So I thought we'd do a little bit of camel pose today. So if you don't know camel pose, it's a back bend, but it also helps to work the adductors. It's a lot about internal rotation. So if you need to, come up on a blanket, or if you don't have a blanket, what I tell my students to do is to roll the mat like so. Take it, roll it back so you have a little cushion, and then you can put your knees on it, okay, like so. So first we're going to curl the toes, and I'm going to make my feet as wide as my mat. See, they're as wide as my mat, and my knees are still hip distance apart. So my toes are curled. Sometimes we do it with the toes uncurled. I'll get where you can see me. Sometimes we do it with the toes uncurled, but we'll get to that in a minute. So toes are curled, feet are wide, and I'm going to press the sacrum forward, lift my sternum. Draw the shoulders down. I'm going to see if I can reach back with my left hand, touch the top of my left heel, and breathe. Now keep rotating the inner thighs towards each other, and come on up. Reach back with the right hand. See if you can reach your right heel. Now if you can't, just keep reaching the right arm back. Keep the hips square. Avoid twisting the body. And inhale, come on up. So now we want to keep the heart lifted. We're going to reach back with both arms. See if we can reach into the heels, but we're going to press the hips forward. Breathing. Keep your chin tucked. Keep lifting the heart upward, right? We want to lift the heart upward. Nice deep breaths. You keep lifting the heart to avoid compressing the lower back, as well as rotating the inner thighs in. And let's come on up. Uncurl the toes. Press sit bones back. Widen your knees and take a wide knee child's pose. Nice deep breaths. You can extend your arms. I'm going to hit the wall. That's why I'm not taking an extended arm child's pose. And inhale, come on up. Good. So I'm going to show you another way to do that on the wall. So let me adjust my mat. I'm actually going to come on a pillow so I don't have to rearrange these mats. So I'm going to bring a pillow to the wall, and that's for my knees, but I want to bring my thighs to the wall for the back bend. But the important part about back bending is about opening the front body. It's not about how much you compress the lower body. It's about opening the front body. And as you rotate the inner thighs, that helps to strengthen the your inner hip, the inner parts of the thighs which attach to your hip flexors. So we're going to come to the wall. So I'm bringing my thighs to the wall. I'm actually going to move this. But if you need something under your knees, use it. So I'm going to bring my thighs to the wall. And my toes can either be curled or uncurled. So I've got my thighs on the wall, thumbs to the sacrum, and I keep pressing my thighs and my pubic bone to the wall. As I reach back for the heels, and then I still press the hips into the wall. Nice deep breaths, and I lift my sternum. Now, you can also have the toes curled, and again, the feet are a little wider. That helps you remember your inner thigh rotation. Breathe. Keep lifting the heart, hugging the thighs towards each other. I keep my chin tucked, and then slowly come on up. Uncurl the toes, and I usually have my students do extended child's pose after that, very gently. and slowly come on up. So, stretch your legs out. Give them a good shake. Your hips should feel nice and open now. So we're going to get to standing, and we're going to do some warrior 1 and warrior 2 poses. Warrior 2 are really great for your hips. So if you're comfortable with it, come on to all fours. Like I showed you before, right? We were rocking. This helps you to work through your core. You should be able to sit and lift your body. Sit and lift, and then sit and lift, right? So onto all fours. Now, if this is as comfortable as you get and you don't want to do downward dog, I invite you all to come to standing slowly now. But if you'd like to do a downward dog with me, curl the toes, lift the sit bones, and breathe. So feeling in this downward dog, you'll feel your hip flexors. You want to feel the shoulders roll back. And then I'm going to walk my feet forward and slowly come up to standing. So let me adjust the camera. Adjust the door because I had to close the door earlier when I put my foot through it. So warrior 1 and warrior 2. Let me adjust this mat. So in my classes, I don't do full-on sun salutations. I like to do half sun salutations. So we're going to do one now. So reach both arms out and up as you inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, gentle forward hinge, relax your head, neck, and chest. You're going to take your hands to your shins, look forward, shoulders back, and I'm lifting up out of the pose, pushing through my heels to lift my sit bones and release. Take the right hand outside the left leg, sweep the left arm up, and release. Take the left hand outside the right leg, sweep the right arm up, gaze up, and release. Still using my legs, pushing through my heels. Inhale, reach both arms out and up, and palms to your heart. Close your eyes, watch your breath. So let's step the right foot forward, left foot back, warrior 1, reach both arms up. I keep my right knee in line with my right knee in line with my right ankle. And I want to keep my feet parallel. I don't want to turn my back toes out. I like to keep feet parallel. That's the way I've been trained as a yoga therapist in structural yoga therapy. So reaching the arms up, breathe. Now feel the inner thighs hug. So we're not just standing in a pose. We are becoming the pose. Nice deep breaths. Breathe fully and deeply. Keep reaching through the back heel. Now take both arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Draw the knuckles down the back, a little bit more of a back bend. So lift the heart upward as you reach the heel back. Keep your chin tucked and work those shoulder blades together. If you can, lift the arms, and if you can't, don't. Breathe. Now we're going to exhale, hinge forward, keeping the arms lifted. See if we can bring them towards the front of the body, the front of the mat, and release the arms back to warrior 1. Let's stay in our warrior 1 for some complete full breaths. Feel the legs, feel your right hip flexor. Nice deep breaths. Stay there and breathe. And take the feet hip distance, palms to the heart. Close your eyes and watch your breath. So now we're going to take the left foot forward, the right foot back. Trying to find a good angle here. Luckily I have 2 mats. And we're going to reach both arms out and up. Breathing, nice deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. Try not to overarch your back, right? You want to keep a neutral back, nice deep breaths. Even inhale and exhale. Feel your feet grounded. Feel your feet are what's supporting you. Then you're going to take both arms, reach them back behind you. Draw the knuckles down the back, but lift the chest upward. Breathing, nice deep breaths. See if you can lift the arms away from the body. And then keeping the front knee in alignment with the front ankle. Breathe, reach over both, over your front leg. You can bring the arms closer to the forehead if you'd like, or the front body. Feel that left hip flexor, but really reach through your right heel now. Spread your front toes and the back toes, and release the arms. Come on back up to warrior one. Nice deep breaths. Opening the heart, breathing. And step your feet hip distance, palms to the heart. Close your eyes and watch your breath. So warrior two is about opening the hips. And I really like warrior two because it's like if my body was up against this wall, right? My body was up against this wall. This is how your back should be, right up against a wall, not like this. See, I'm not even against the wall. So I really want to work the back shoulder. So say your back body is parallel to the side of your mat, okay? So we're going to step the right foot forward, left foot back. See? And I'm going to open right, like I'm up against this wall I just showed you. Now my heels are parallel. Do you see how if I take my heels back, they're still parallel. They're not one in front of the other. A lot of schools of yoga do teach that. There's nothing wrong with it, but the way I've been taught and I feel comfortable to teach people to feel their bodies is feet, heels, parallel. So taking the right, make sure your right knee doesn't sickle in. You want to keep the right knee tracking out of the right hip. And breathe. Keep reaching both arms back. And now let's hold opposite elbows. Now, if you can't hold opposite elbows, just hold opposite wrists. Nice deep breath. I'm still working the shoulder blades together. Breathing. Tracking that knee. Opening the hips. So this knee really wants to open, get a nice stretch. We just strengthened these adductors. Now we're stretching them. Reach both arms out. Now hold the elbows the opposite way. Breathing. Keep working that knee so you can see your big toe right inside this front knee. When you look down, if you're covering it and the big toe's over here, you want to move the knee so it's inside the thigh. Breathe. Good. From here, drop your right shoulder towards the right thigh and take the left shoulder back. Breathe. Inhale, come on up, reach both arms out. Take the left hand down the back of the left leg. Reach the right arm up, windswept warrior. Breathe. And inhale back to warrior two. And feet hip distance, palms to your heart. Close your eyes and breathe before we do the opposite side. So we're opening the body, opening the front body, opening the heart center, doing what's comfortable. If you feel at any point you need to stop or take a break or stop the video and go sit down, do what you feel is most comfortable, listen to your body. The point of yoga is to have full awareness of your body, which brings into your mind and of course your soul spirit. Left foot forward, right foot back. So again, I want to make sure my heels are tracking. Breathing, nice deep breaths. Opening to warrior two. Breathing, shoulders back again. If I was up against this wall, and this wall, back. So my feet, my heels are still hip distance apart, right? Breathing, so make sure you check that out. Knees tracking to the left, nice deep breaths. Work the shoulders back and then hold opposite elbows or opposite wrists, gazing left, breathing. And then reach the arms out and then hold them the opposite way. Breathe. Yeah, you have to figure out which way was the opposite, right? Breathe and keep that big toe inside the left thigh so you know the thigh is opening. You're getting a nice stretch through the inner left thigh. Shoulders back. And then drop that left elbow towards the left knee, rotating the right shoulder back. Press into the heel. Avoid letting this knee come forward. You want to feel the strength in your left hip flexor, but lift up out of the pose a little so you're feeling your muscles. Really ground that back right heel. Gaze up and breathe. Inhale back to warrior two. Drop the right hand, reach the left arm up, reaching it all the way back. Nice deep breaths. Keep that left knee open. Don't let it come in now. Breathe. And inhale back to warrior two. And bring your feet hip distance, palms to your heart. Close the eyes and breathe. So different poses, working through the hips. Breathing fully and deeply. And we're going to get a final stretch for those hips. I'm going to actually use 2 blocks. Now, I can reach the floor, and that's not always the point. Well, I can reach the floor. I've seen some students say, oh, I don't want to use blocks. The point of the blocks is to keep our awareness in drawing the shoulders back. So what I mean by that is, let's adjust this mat again. A lot of times students hunch their bodies forward. I see that in classes a lot. So I've been teaching for probably 17 years now, so I'm used to certain patterns that I see in groups of classes. I've been teaching about 10 to 14 classes a week for the past 17 years. So I've seen a lot of people come through, and people have patterns, and they're somewhat consistent. So even though you can reach the floor, you're going to bring the blocks on either side of your foot. Okay? On either side of the foot. Adjust the camera. So on either side of the foot, move this one over so I don't slip. So that's very important to make sure you're on a mat. So as I bring the right foot forward, I'm going to take the left foot back, and my feet are still parallel. Okay? So when we come into this pose, my foot's really behind that block. I want to take my right hip back. I don't want to lean forward like this. I want to make sure my right hip is moving back in space. I can move my left leg back. Now remember, I said I don't really need to use blocks, but I'm using them today because I'd like you all to be aware that whatever you're doing, you want to draw the shoulders back and down. So we're going to keep taking that right hip back. You don't want to pull it out to the side. You want to keep it back. Nice deep breaths. And we're getting a nice stretch through the back of the hamstring and the calf, but we're also engaging the right hip flexor. So if you can't find it, micro bend that right knee. Put your finger in the muscle to feel it engage and draw back slowly. Breathe. Nice full deep breaths. Only go to the point where you feel comfortable, but my hips are moving back in space with the strength of this right hip flexor. I want to make sure I can ground my left heel. And if you notice, my back foot is parallel. It's not turned out. I'm using my left inner thigh muscle. And from here, you can relax all the way down if you'd like. But I'm still drawing the shoulders back, my hip back, but my heart forward. I'm using this energy in the right hip flexor muscle to keep me grounded. Breathe. Feels so good. Now I'm going to bend the front knee, come up on the back toes. I'm actually pushing into the wall, but I don't want to do that. And I'm going to stay in a high lunge now. Breathe. Nice deep breaths. The weight is in my right heel. Weight is in my right heel. And now I'm going to take the back foot in, plant it, front leg straight again, and bow over the front leg one final time. Micro bend the front knee, and then I'm going to come on up. And feet hip distance, palms to the heart. So if you notice, I'm coming in and out of poses slowly, mindfully, and notice what I'm feeling. So we're going to do the opposite side. Again, I encourage you to use blocks for this so you can stay in the pose and really feel the stretches. It's really, I love just staying in poses when I'm practicing alone, and just like, I like to luxuriate in them and feel the muscle stretch. But also mindful that the opposing muscle is engaged to strengthen, which supports the stretch safely. So I'm going to take the left foot forward. Hips are square. And I'm going to come down onto my blocks. Maybe you have them higher. Maybe your feet are closer. But you want to make sure that your hip is going back in space. So I don't want to lean forward. I want to pull the hips back. So this energy is moving me back. My shoulders roll back. And I relax over the front foot. Breathing. Keep reaching through the back heel. Nice deep breaths. Now, if you need to, like on the other side, micro bend the left leg, feel the left hip flexor, adjust the foot, find that strength, and keep it engaged as you straighten the left foot. Spread your toes. Breathing. Nice deep breaths. Make sure you feel like the thighs are hugging to center. And then I'm going to come up on the back heel and come into a high lunge. I'm still using my blocks. Nice deep breaths. Getting a nice stretch through the front of my right thigh. Coming up out of the pose so I'm not collapsed. I'm using my core. Keep that back leg strong. So if you didn't have any hands on the blocks, you could just use the strength of your legs to come up and down. But we're going to stay with the blocks. And then I'm going to take the back foot in. Bow one more time, get one more stretch. I'm feeling it through my calf. Depending on where your tightness or lack of strength is, you'll feel it in somewhat different parts of the body. So I'm going to bend my right knee a little and come on up. And feet hip distance, palms to the heart. So from here, we're all going to have a seat. Have a seat. Hi. How are those hips feeling? Good? Good. So we just strengthened those hips. So what I'd like to do now is to give them a nice stretch with bridge pose. So I love doing bridge pose. And I especially love, and I know my students love this when we're in classes, to do a restorative bridge pose. So I encourage you to get a block. You can't do this pose without a block. So even if you have maybe, I don't know, a pillow or a bolster, maybe that'll work for you. But since we're practicing at home a lot lately, I encourage you to get your own props. They're pretty easy to order. And I like the thicker blocks better than, there's one that's a little skinnier. I don't really care for those that much. These are about 15 or 18 years old, so they're really old. I don't even see these anymore, but I like these. I have a bunch of these. So you probably see these all around. So what we're going to do, we're going to lie on our back. So we have a good angle here. And good, you can all see me, good. So we're going to have the one block next to us. And if you have two blocks, that's great. If you have two, you're going to put one between your thighs. If you only have one, keep the one block handy. So I'm going to turn the palms up. So remember, this is to stretch out the hip flexors that we just strengthened in our Parsvottanasana and our Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 poses. Those are poses to strengthen the hip flexors. We stretched these out in camel before, and now we're going to stretch these out as we strengthen some of the back body in bridge pose. So feet are close to the buttocks, palms face up. And I see a lot of people do this, students do this. This turns the shoulders in. It brings the chest in. We want the shoulders open, the chest open. We want to open the heart center. So my arms are next to the body. Oops. This has to be someplace close you can grab it. Press through the feet, inhale, lift. Keep the head centered, never turn your head in this pose. So the weight should be on your shoulders. If you can lift your whole head up and you know the weight's in your shoulders, that's a different story, but I encourage everybody never to turn your head in this pose. So then I'm going to take the block, not the one from between the thighs, but the block that was free, and it goes from right to left under the sacrum. And I'm going to relax. Now, if you don't have a block between your thighs, that's fine, but adjust the block under the sacrum so you feel like you can really just relax on it. Notice how I have a gentle curve in my lumbar spine. My arms I'm going to bring out into a T, roll my shoulders back and breathe. But I have a gentle awareness and engagement between the upper thighs with the block. Another thing my students like to do, and I encourage it, if you want to remove the block, you can stretch one leg out, point the toes. You can reach your arms overhead. So they like to do one at a time. I just have to adjust because I'm hitting the wall. Breathe, and then we take one leg back and we stretch the other leg out. But I'm also rolling my inner thigh inward. I'm not letting the leg just hang open. I'm using the adductor muscles. And if you want to and you're comfortable, you can reach both legs out. Gives a really nice stretch through the hip flexors. It stretches your psoas. And as I reach my arms, I'm lifting my psoas muscle. It attaches at my rib cage. So I'm getting a nice stretch and openness through the front body. Breathe. Keep rolling the inner thighs in. Don't let the legs roll out. You want to work through the core. This is where your psoas starts, at these inner thigh muscles. So really reach and breathe. Keep lengthening the legs. I like to try to walk my legs forward. I feel a gentle stretch. I'm a little tighter on my right because I've had 2 surgeries here. So it's tighter on me, so I like to give it a little more length. And I breathe into the gentle, gentle stretch that I feel. I'm also aware that I feel muscles working. I'm totally comfortable in this position. So remember, Always be in a comfortable position. And then gently bending one knee, placing the foot on the floor and then the other knee. And then I'm going to relax here for a moment. Now, for some of you, if you're comfortable, we can take the block and you can lift into a higher setting. It's still under my sacrum. I'm still really comfortable here. And again, you can stretch the legs out. If you're not comfortable there, please just stay in the first position, which is this, knees bent, or with the block lower. So I'm going to stretch out because I'm comfortable in this position. Breathe. I keep rolling the thighs inward, strengthening these internal muscles. And I'm lengthening the legs forward as I rotate the thighs inward. Breathing fully and deeply. I'm going to bend one knee at a time. Let the weight be in the sacrum, very relaxed. I'm going to adjust this so it feels, there we go. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel relaxed through the core. And another thing I like to do is grab the top of my foot and get a nice stretch. Trying to bring the knee to the mat, but not today. And I'll do the other side to make it balanced. And release it. Take some nice full breaths. And press through the feet. I'm going to first lift up and bring the block to the first position. We want to come down in stages. Savasana is going to feel really good today, everybody. Nice full deep breaths. And then we're going to lift up again. Keep lifted. I'm going to place that block between my thighs, and I'm going to curl my spine down as I hug the block. Again, we're working the inner thigh rotation. We worked it when we stretched the legs out. And we continue to work it even when we roll down into bridge pose. So I'm going to keep my sacrum on the floor and my knees in line with my hips and rock side to side. I see so many students do this and you just overstretch the back. I want to use my hip flexors, engage them as we've been dealing with these practices, hips, right? And come to center. So I'm going to walk my feet and hips to the left, drop both knees to the right. My feet are only hip distance apart. And I'm going to take my right hand to the outer left hip, but I keep the left shoulder down. Breathe. Feet are flexed. Breathe it. And inhale through center. So I'm going to center my body, take both hips to the right. And drop both knees to the left. Feet are about hip distance. Here they're together, getting a nice stretch through the outer right hip. I continue to try to bring my right shoulder down and take my hip down as I bring my legs to the left. And come on through center. I center my body. And one more hug. And we're going to either roll up to seated. So you're going to take the hands behind the knees. See if you can roll up. Or roll to one side and come to comfortable seated. So we're going to do our forward bends. Stretching the right leg out, taking the left foot inside the right leg. Okay. And today we're just going to draw the shoulders back and just lay over the right leg and relax and breathe. So we did a lot of back bends. The reason we're, back bends. The reason we're doing these forward bends is to start to relax the parasympathetic nervous system. Forward bends are very releasing, very relaxing. Right now we're massaging the liver and gallbladder on the right side as I'm hinged over my right leg. Breathe. And I'm just going to bring my fingers next to me. Inhale, come on up. And I'm going to switch sides. Turning to the left leg. I'm just going to gently lay my body over the left leg, pressing the right knee down. Nice deep breaths. And fingers alongside me. I'm just going to gently press myself up and stretch both legs out. And shoulders back. Flex the feet, gentle forward hinge, relaxing your head, neck, and chest, and breathe. Smooth, even breath. Balance the inhale to the exhale, or maybe longer exhales. So you're going to stay here and breathe. And inhale slowly, come on up. And slowly lower yourselves onto your backs. Excuse me. My dog saw something outside the window, sorry. So we're going to get ready for Savasana now. So make sure you're really, really, really comfortable. Going to quiet the light. And I'm going to sit up on a pillow and get comfortable. So make sure you're really, really comfortable, everybody. And today I would encourage you, maybe this is just a suggestion. Maybe you want to take your legs wider than your hips. Take your arms out away from the body. A position of surrender, So settle yourself in comfortably. Have the eyes closed, awareness within. And your breath becomes so very slow, so very relaxed. Your legs are relaxed from the soles of the feet through the toes, ankles, shins, calves, knees, and thighs. They're so relaxed. So relaxed. Your arms, so relaxed from the tips of the fingers Palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, so relaxed. So relaxed. Your limbs are so heavy, they're so relaxed. Your buttocks, hips, and pelvis, relax. Feel your abdomen and lower back relax, melting into the mat beneath you as it relaxes completely. Feel the rib cage and your middle back relax. In your middle back are your adrenal glands and kidneys. So let the adrenals really, really relax. The upper chest, upper back, and shoulder blades melt. Just melt effortlessly into the mat beneath you. So relaxed. So relaxed. Your neck and throat and all the facial muscles. Relax. Find any space in the body that needs to relax and send to it a mental message. Let go. It's safe. Relax. And now your entire body is so relaxed. There's a space that needs some more attention. Just send it a mental message to relax, let go, and just be. And notice how quiet your breath has become, the breath of a relaxed being. So relaxed. Notice your thoughts. Just let them come and go because you are not your thoughts. And notice the divine peace and love you feel within. Peace and love is your true nature. Take the next few minutes just to be in that space of peace and love, because that's your essence. It's who all of you truly are. Slowly and quietly begin to bring yourselves back by deepening the breath, coming back into the prana body. Gently moving fingers and toes, arms and legs, coming into the physical realm. And give yourself gentle stretches or hugs or both. Like you're waking up in the morning, stretch. And when you're ready, bend your knees and just rock them side to side. You could do it seated, feet on the floor rather. And roll to the right, snuggle into the fetal position for a moment and take a moment for gratitude, something you're grateful for about yourself. Something you're grateful for about yourself. And gently from the right side, come up to seated. We're going to do a closing chant, praying for peace, peace, peace. Clear the darkness in the world. Only light should be in our world. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And the translation for that is, may the entire creation be filled with peace and joy, with love and light. And may the light of truth overcome all the darkness. All the darkness. Let the truth overcome it. Victory to the light. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai to the light. Om Shanti. So Jyoti is the light. Jyoti. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any requests, questions, if you'd like any privates, I'm available for all of that. All my information is below my website. And yeah, I want to thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Om Shanti.